Hello everyone, welcome to this session of tutorial about JBoss BPM Suite. So the current JBoss BPM Suite is 6.03. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to download, install, and the basic configuration of JBoss BPM Suite. There's a lot of materials online. I'm not going to show you all that. So basically, I want to show you the basic process. So let's start now. First of all, let's download the JBoss BPM Suite. So if you don't know, so you can just say JBoss BPMS download. Okay, I did that earlier. So go to Google here and say, now you can click download. Okay, so actually because I already registered the BPM Suite, so I can do download, and you can see I can save here. So go to download, and so if I do save, I will download. I already have downloaded the jar file, so I'm not going to do that. But I can show you what the file look like. So here, go to download. So I should have a BPM Suite somewhere. So BRMS here, I download BPM Suite here. Alright, so I already downloaded. So on the website they show you how to check through the checksum stuff, right? So I'm going to. Oh, another thing is after download, you can do a lookalike because I'm using the Mac OS, so I can do that download. So I can check what I have downloaded. As I show you from the other side, here is the BPM download. All right, so we have, as we already download. So I'm going to put the BPM Suite into a directory under the my home directory. I'm going to create a directory like say JBPMS, and the version is 6.0. So if you're not familiar with Linux, so this create a very convenient command. So create directory like that, right? So now it's created. So after create, I'm going to cd to there. So this is the shortcut of, as you can see that. So I'm at here, right? So let's zoom in if I can. Let me see if I can zoom in there. Yeah. So this is the directory we got here. All right. So let's see if I can. Okay, let me zoom out for now. So hopefully you can see it better now. So as you can see, so far I have downloaded the jar file, and I'll create directory. Now I'm going to install the JBPM Suite, JBoss BPM Suite 6.0. This installation actually includes everything. JBoss BPM Suite is reside on top of the JBoss EAP. After I install this, you will see what I mean. Alright, so now let's do that. See Java jar, sorry, jar. It is in the download, so it's JBoss okay, BPMS. Okay, all right. So now I'm going to install it. All right. So, all right. For the purpose, I need to zoom in a little bit. All right. So this is the GUI version. As I said, in the window Mac OS, you will have this. For the Linux environment, you will have command line. So command line is a little bit tedious. So this is much better. So let's do next. As you can see, I know where I am, but if you are not familiar, I can type, no problem, because I remember BPMS 6.0. If you don't remember, you can use here, browse it. So, apparently I'm here. You see that? So this is good. I'm good. All right. So do next. And now what he's asking is that, okay, do you want to install a fresh JBoss EAP? I mean, this is fresh, so it should be good. Okay, do okay. So now it will ask a bunch of password. I always use the same password, like admin123 @admin123 right? So admin123 Okay, click next. So this is a BPM user. In order to log into the business center, you need this. So the other password is to log into the EAP console, right? So I always give the same password, 123 admin123 alright. So do next. So enable security manager, it's fine. I will do enable. They just ask a bunch of new password. So same password, admin123 admin123 same thing, admin123 admin123 Alright. So don't worry about that. I have a bunch of blog to detail about those server key store, client key store, etc. Here it's very tricky. Do not enable this pure this will have problem. Do not do that. Just using IPv4 is fine. So click next. Perform default configuration. You can do this, but it will tell you a bunch of stuff. So this is fine. Do that. So vault, same password, admin123 admin123 Alright. So do next. See, this is the summary of installation. So this is this is okay. This is correct. And so SS configuration off. We can always add those later on. And so do next. Now install the component stuff. So click next. So there are 60 sub-component. We tell you, which JDK I'm using. And in the same time, you can look at this in the background as well. So let me zoom in. So this is a command line. You can watch this as well while doing that. Another thing is this one. It's also doing the same thing. Few things you might be careful. If you do not have JDK installed properly, it will have problem. So make sure you have JDK installed. So as you can see, I'm still using 1.775 for minor version. It should be very straightforward. Okay, so this is done. We can click next. So generate, I don't bother that, so done. Okay, so this is good. Alright, no error here, everything's successful. So let's see what happened here. Do LS here. Notice that, okay, this is the client part. I'm not going to show you that part for now. If you are familiar with JBoss Enterprise Application Platform, JBoss EAP, right? So you see that it's 6.1 version. So 6.1 had, a bunch of new basic like the SOA platform now. So let's do that. See, go inside here. So everything's good. Let me enlarge a little bit so you can see what's inside here. All right. So we have unzipped or installed the everything basically. JBoss Enterprise Application Platform 6.1. JBPM, which you see, if you know that, dominant mode, standalone mode, vault, everything. After installation, we need to add a user. It's always a good idea to add user. Remember that we have added during the process, we added admin for the EAP. We add the BPMS admin user. Now, we need to add another user. I want to show you how to add another user. So see that. All right. So you see this command here. You see this the add user. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see it. All right. So we do say add dash user here. It will ask you is management user. Actually, I'm going to sign the management user, but I will say B for it. So application user. Now it will ask me the realm. Is where it belong. Okay, I said the default application realm, right? Username is my first name, first letter, and then my last name, GLIU. Okay, password, whatever password you give, for the easy to remember, I say admin 123 at. All right, so re-enter admin 123 at. Okay, so here the tricky part. You say what roles do you want this user belong to? So there are many roles you can assign to. So let me zoom in so I can show you the process. So it's always idea if you don't know, in today's business, you always need to Google. Make sure you use the Google prompt all the time. Okay. So because I'm not sure what role I have, the easiest way is say okay, search JBoss BPM user roles, right? There is bunch of plays you can do. For example, BPMS. This is good. You see, it shows the installation guide. Actually, what I'm showing you mostly is this is pretty good document. You can look at that. I mean, most of us don't have time to read all of them, right? Who give, search user role, for example, right? So now you see there are two of them, and then we say if you enter it, user role, and define roles, right? So let's go to, oh, here we show you, wow, there are a bunch of roles here. This is show pretty good idea where is where are the roles, right? So I know that I have glance through this. You can do another search, for example, manager. So this can be a manager and etc. So let me see. Oh, here to show you if you from the command line, you can how you do it. So manager role here. Anyway, so let me see. I have previously did this, so I know what is the role about. So let's see. Installation guide. I know it's under chapter rule and user. Yeah. Here we go. Define the roles, right? So you can see there's rules, there's admin, analysis. There is quite a few of them, right? So anyway, I'm showing if you have problem, you can always Google and find out what's the role you want to assign this, right? Basically, because I already know that I'm going to assign all the roles, right? So roles has admin, for example, admin, developer, we have analysis, we have user, we have manager. About to add user to, yeah, we want to add it. So if you look at that, what does it mean? Add user GLIU to user property here, right? See application user properties, standalone here, domain here. Let me zoom in so you can see it properly. Okay, so we can ask configuration, so bunch of role, application roles, application domain. Basically, add this into a file. I can show you later on what he did. Say another question is asking you, do you want to add this user as when you run domain mode EAB codes, right? So yes. So what happened is this one is for the secret value. If you know how to configure the domain mode, you will need this, so they communicate with domain controller and host controller communicate each other. You need this. For now, we do not need this, so we're okay. Another thing you should, for the administrator, for the us to want to understand things, you should always look what this mean, right? He added, for example, to standalone configuration right here, right? So it's always a good idea. Let's check what there. So you should do cd standalone configuration here. So let me do clear this, the OS. So I'll show you what we have here, right? So we have a bunch of the property. Remember, we have row property. So if you know the next one, so we can do application rows property. So look what happened here, right? Remember that we have BPM admin, we have GLIU. I added myself as admin, developer, everything, right? Here to you. You can also do this by hand. Directly modify this file. That later on you might doing this. There's another file maybe we are interested here. Application user row. This is the rows, right? Remember, we also interest in the users property, right? So let's see. Cat application user. Say what there. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit. So what happened? This is the password basically. This is the file application. So this file application user.properties is about the password stuff, right? Hopefully you can see this. Yeah. So this one, the password, you can always you should always use add user to do this. Every time it will create different. Even you put same password, it will be different. So it's a good idea. If you want, you can delete it, add it back. So the user do not know. People do not know your password. I don't know what the algorithm they use. I think they use the JCrypt, JBoss crypt, something like that. So, but anyway, basically now we add a user. Remember, we have two users, right? BPM admin GLIU. Remember that I have the same password actually. You see, but they show like different. Both are the same password. Anyway, so we have installed. Now everything should be fine, and we just need to start, right? For the simplicity, I'm going to start it in. So it's in the bin directory, right? So let's see here. In order for you to see it, so I'm going the installation in the bin directory now. Let me see if I can zoom in. See that? In the bin directory, okay? So I'm going to this standalone here. Basically, I'm going to start in the standalone mode. If you know, I have a background in Linux, Unix stuff. I like to look into the process. It's always a good idea to know. Okay, so I'm running the Mac OS. Here you see that admin console is running this here. Management console is running here. Alright, so anyway, it started. No error, right? So I have another one. In case you are not very familiar with Mac OS, there's a command T to start a new shell. You can also do here from the new window will start, new window, new tab will start like a shell here. That's why I did a shortcut. It's called command T. What I'm going to show you is very interesting. So you know that I start a Java program. This is a Java program, right? So I would like to know what port is running. There's a very interesting tool called LSOF. is TCP. Okay, there's a lot, right? So, but if you, I'm going to. There's a lot of things. It's good to learn. For example, iOS OF-I TCP. I'm going to leave all the TCP, right? Which is the Java process here, right? So this is my Java process, and if you see the IP4, remember that I don't want to IP6. Feel very interesting. So here you might not know HTTP management, this thing, what they're doing here, right? And gets the gate port running, right? So if you want to really say what is really the port running, you might use -p, okay, capital P. So let me show you the command. All right, so this now see all this process, right? 8080 is, we all know that's HTTP. 4447 is management, N1 management, and this is the management port, right? This is the git port. This is also the repository, the shell SS port. Okay, later on I will carry it. I will cover all this stuff, but for now I just show you. You might interest in what port you are using. If you are administrator, you need to open those ports in the Linux firewall environment using the system dash. I think it's called system dash or configure firewall. That command. In my previous blog, I have covered a lot of this stuff. But anyway, it's interested. You should know this. Another thing you should know is that we have installed that 6.0 under JBoss, that, right? Okay, install now, remind me later, I don't care for now. So you should also understand along here, right? There's the deployment directory here, okay? Let me zoom in here. Ooh, there's a deployment directory here, right? Oh, sorry. So is deployment. What do we have here? JBoss BPM come with two modules, two WAR files. One is called Business Central. The other is Dashboard, right? So those are the, here is deployed, successfully deployed. Why do we need this? Because in the URL you will need this two URL, right? So called Business Central and the other called Dashboard. Dash Builder, sorry. Here we go. Okay, we know it's running, and now let's go to the web console here. We know it's localhost 8080, right? So here, admin console, admin. That's what I'm talking earlier, right? So I just want to show you this stuff, right? All the good stuff, JPA. This is JBoss EAP. You can deploy your application here, right? So you can say we use port 1990. So basically, we'll show you EAP is running. Now I want to show you under another port, right? So Business Central. Remember that this is JBoss BPM Suite, Business Central. Because I already have that. Remember this, I create a user code GLIU. The password is ADMIN123. You need to remember this thing and then sign in. Okay, so this okay, improve, simulate. I don't care. Don't want to show them again. Here we go. This is the page. You see the from. If you see that, you probably have seen this. Let me zoom in a little bit. Anyway, so this one, and you can see that they are, everything, yeah. So model, deploy, match and process, task, monitor. I'm going to go through all this stuff later on in my later tutorial. I'm going to cover, if you're a developer, I'm going to cover from studio point of view. How do you going to build the jar file, build the WAR file, build the process. If you are business analysis, you will use this a lot here, right? Say project authoring. This is, to me, I don't understand why they use code this authoring. Basically, this is, you are going to build the rule here from administration here. Don't want to do that. Close, right? You can see they already have repository. They use the Git. Like if you use the GitHub before, it's like that. So you can see file, organization repository here, list repository. This is the repository, right? You can clone a new repository, authoring your project, authoring. Say how the project authoring look like. So with that, their example here. I have only one example. You can new item. I'm going to cover a lot of this stuff, so you will really become good about how to create a rules, business rule, how to run them. So this is just a introduction. So show you the JBoss BPM stuff. Given that, so I think I cover most of stuff. Remember that when you have problem, always use Google to look into the keyword. So if you have error, don't be panicked. Those days, the Google can help you almost solve all the problem. All right, I want to conclude this. So if you okay, so I'm going to go in here. This is, I show you deployment in standalone mode. So if you want to, I from start, you can do Control-C to stop this server, right? And that's all about it. Okay, thank you for watching. Stay tuned. In next tutorial, I'm going to cover how to create a business rule. So hopefully I can, when I get time, I'll do that part. All right. Thank you. I'm going to stop the video for now. Thank you. Bye.